bored of regularities, living all the dreams, playing all the...
Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today I did a 4 looks, 1 collection video plus review using all 4 of the new palettes from the Jaclyn Morphe Vault collection. I'm currently wearing Bling Boss on my eyes right now, but I used every single palette, 1 for each look. That's what you're gonna expect if you wanna watch me create them, and then just stay tuned. But really quick, let's just break down these palettes. Morphe and Jaclyn Hill did yet another collaboration. I already have the palette from last year and I absolutely love it. And this time they came out with 4 palettes, and these are supposedly the shadows that didn't make it into the first palette. This was supposed to launch at the end of May, but supposedly there was an issue with the shadows being inconsistent, so they pushed the launch date back to repress them. And there is speculation as to if they actually got repressed, if there's actually a new batch out there, yada yada yada. I get into that at the end of the video. But price wise, these retail for $15 each. You get 10 shadows in each palette, so if you were just to get 1 palette, it breaks down to $1.50 per eyeshadow. However, if you were to buy the whole bundle, and as of right now it's sold out, but I'm pretty sure they're bringing it back. I got the entire bundle for $49. That is 40 shadows total, so that breaks down to $1.23 per eyeshadow. And that also breaks down to $12.25 per palette. So you do save a little bit by doing the bundle if you wanted to get the bundle anyways, but of course if you don't want all of them, then just get them individually. They are sold at Ulta as well, but not the bundle. The individuals are sold on Ulta, but I think Morphe is the only place you can get the bundle when it comes back in stock. Whew, lots of talking. So the palettes are Dark Magic, which is this one right here. It's lots of cool toned grays, blues, and greens. Ring the Alarm, this is a fall lover's dream, lots of grungy tones. Next is Ring the Alarm, and this is just a really nice warm toned red based palette. We have Bling Boss, and this is the cool toned purpley palette. I think I've said everything that I have to say. Let's just jump into the looks and then stay tuned for the end for my final thoughts on what I think about these palettes. Going in first with Shh, I'm first just gonna start running that all through my crease, inner to outer corner, blending it upwards and outwards. Next with Potion, I'm just gonna take that on a smaller blending brush and fluffing that through the crease, again inner to outer corner and blending upwards just a little tighter. Going in with Inside Job, I'm just gonna start creating almost a wing-like shape on the outer corner. I just want to precisely lay that down in the shape that I'm going for, and a little bit under that lower lash line as well. Just taking my time to build up the intensity, and then I will go in with one of my previous brushes to help blend it out. Next with Trickery, I'm just taking an eyeshadow brush and packing that down kind of where we placed that green shade, but more on the lid, not so much the crease. Going in next with Diversion, I'm actually taking the same brush, just flipping it over, and I'm going to start placing that all over the lid and blending it into that green shade, dipping back and forth between the 2 shades until it's blended the way I want it. Next, going in with my black eyeliner pencil from Pixi, I'm just going to line and smudge this in my upper and lower waterline. Then I'm just going to start laying some of that darker green Inside Job shade on the lower lash line, connecting it to the outer corner. With Busted, I'm just going to place that on the inner half of the lower lash line, whereas the green was focused more on the outer half, and then taking Temptress and just smudging that really close to the lash line just to help define it. It's a lot of steps, lots of blending, lots of patience, but it'll come together. Going in now with Power Cut, I'm going to highlight my inner corner with that, just using my finger before grabbing my Rouge Rogue Luminara lashes and my Jeffree Star Crocodile Tears liquid lipstick. I kind of regret picking this lipstick. I almost wish I would have gone with a black, but you know, it is what it is. That's the end of this first look. Jumping right in, I'm taking Access and just simply fluffing it through the crease, again, inner to outer corner, really blowing it out. I just want this to be a pretty orange, yellowy transition shade. Next with Secure, I'm just going to do pretty much the same thing, just focusing it a little bit tighter in the crease, a little bit more close to that inner and outer portion of the eye. Going in with Smooth Criminal, I'm going to focus that more on the outer corner of the eye, and then once I have less product on the brush, I will carry it through the crease as well. And of course blending it out with a previous brush that I used earlier so there are no harsh lines. And then taking the shade Prowl in a really tiny brush, I'm just really going to define and deepen that outer corner. I want there to be a nice contrast in that outer space. and again, blending it out with a previous brush used. Taking my Smashbox Lid Primer, because I didn't have my concealer next to me, I'm just going to do a half cut crease, taking it just above my natural crease and stopping it just about where those deeper shades begin. And next, going in with Classified on my finger, I'm just going to pack that in the outer corner of the eye, and I really liked that shade. And then the star of the show, Coin, I'm picking that up with a brush, and I'm mesmerized and packing that all over the center of the lid. And then taking Guilt Trip in a tiny brush, I'm just going to pack that on the inner portion of the lid, and all of these shades I'm just blending into each other. Taking the shade Top Secret, I'm going to blend that underneath the lash line, just creating a nice green little pop of color underneath all of those warm tones, and blending it out with the first brush we used with no product on it. Taking VIP, I'm going to highlight my inner corners with that, before taking my Rouge Rogue Lady Killer lashes and my Give Me Glow 1990 lipstick. I love this lipstick. I love this formula so much. And I'm really loving the Rouge Rogue lashes as well. I think they're going to be my new faves. Third look, I'm taking Mugshot and running that through my crease again, inner to outer corner, blowing it up, blending it out, you know the drill by now, and I'm also taking it under the lower lash line. Going in with Allure, I'm doing the same kind of thing, just focusing it a little bit tighter in that crease and again under the lower lash line as well, just really trying to deepen up that first shade. Next, going in with Siren, I'm taking a more tapered blending brush and I'm focusing that on the inner and outer corner of the eye and then blending it through the center of the crease once I have less product on the brush, just taking my time to build up that shade. And I'm also taking a pencil brush and running Siren under the lower lash line as well to create that depth. Taking the shade Secret, I'm just really tightly defining and deepening the center of the crease as well as the inner and outer corner, and then blending it out with a previous brush that I used, and also taking that really tight and close to my waterline. With the shade Bomb Ass, I started with a brush and I started just packing that on the inner and outer portion of the eye before just taking my finger to intensify it. Next, with the shade On Camera, I'm just using my finger and packing that right in the very center of the lid and blending everything together with a brush and also popping that shade on my inner corner. Taking my NYX Matte Liquid Liner and drawing a nice giant dramatic wing with that. Totally optional, of course, but I really like the wing. Last, just taking my Flutter Lashes Stormy Lashes and my Anastasia Rouge Matte Lipstick. That's going to be it for this look. I love how bold and dramatic this look is. It's so cute. For this last look, I'm starting by taking Hush Hush and again running that all through my crease, blowing it up, inner to outer corner, and underneath that lower lash line as well. Next, with the shade Sparks, I'm just running that through my crease as well, inner to outer corner, and really buffing and blending this upwards and outwards, and again under that lower lash line. With the shade Rockstar, I'm doing that same technique as the first look where I'm kind of drawing a wing-like shape with that shadow and taking it a little under my lower lash line, and just really taking my time to build up the intensity of that shade. And then taking a previous brush to help buff out those edges. Taking Mystic to help really deepen and define the very most outer portion of the lid area, and then blending it upwards and underneath that lower lash line, and blending it out with a previous brush again. With my Colourpop White No Filter Concealer, I'm going to do a half cut crease, again right above my natural crease, and stopping about where those really deep shades begin, and dragging it across the lid. With the shade Ballsy and a lot of precision and that exact same brush, I'm just going to continuously tap into that shade and press it right up against that very top portion of the cut crease. And then with Gem and a shadow brush, I'm just going to carefully place that shadow in between where I placed Ballsy and where there is still concealer, if that makes sense, and blending it into those darker shades, just taking my time to really build up this effect. And then just kind of taking the brush I used for the deeper shades to buff and blend, and using that brush I used for Ballsy to help blend it into Gem as well. There's a lot of patience and precision with this look. Just really take your time with this. I'm taking Rockstar and blending some more of that under the lower lash line, and then taking some of Mystic and running that really tight up against my waterline. Finally taking Bling Bling and popping that in my inner corner to highlight, and then taking my Rouge Rogue Miss Fury lashes and my Dose of Color Stone Liquid Lipstick. And that'll be it for this last look. I'm in love with this look. Alright, so that's it. I really hope you enjoyed them. Let me know which look and which palette was your favorite that I used on my eyeballs. I really enjoyed this one, and I really liked the second look, the one from the Armed and Gorgeous palette. Both of those looks really made me happy. Honestly and truly, from what I used, and I tried to use as many colors in each palette as possible, overall I'm really happy with all of these palettes. I know that some people are thinking that maybe there wasn't actually a second batch. Some people think that they still sold the first batch even after selling the second batch. Some people are speculating, did I get the good batch, did I get the bad batch? And needless to say, whether there's only one batch or two batches or they really did send out the new ones, I think mine are good. Let's go over the Bling Boss first. That is the one I'm currently wearing from look 4. I'm super impressed with the metallics in this palette. The mattes are everything. Honestly, this shade right here, it is the most boring shade in the palette, but it is such a pretty transition shade. I'm gonna be dipping into this as a transition shade when I need it, and I'm just really into these mattes. I really want to do a really pretty blown out red smoky eye with the matte red and the shimmery red. I'm really into that purple, and you guys know I'm not a huge purple eyeshadow person, but this palette makes me super happy. I think everything worked like a dream. My only issue I had with this look is my eyes watering on this corner, so things aren't wanting to stick. But I think it's because I filmed like 6 or 7 times within the last 3 days. So my eyes need a break, and I will give them a break after today. They will probably not have makeup on them for a few days. Let's move on to the next one. This is the Ring the Alarm. This was from the third look. The mattes blended out like a dream. The metallics are heavenly. I find Lolly right here, just from swatching it, it's not that exciting of a color. It's just kind of a muted color, but I almost consider this one more of a duochrome than a shimmer, if that makes sense. But other than that, I really love this palette. I almost wish Bomb Ass right here was a little more screamingly metallic. I want to compare that to the one in the Bling Boss palette actually with Pizzazz. I know they're different undertones, but I just wanted to compare them on my hand real quick. Okay, so Bomb Ass looks amazing next to Pizzazz, so I retract everything that I just said. I just wish it was more crazy metallic, more like the lighter ones are just insanely bright, you know? Oh, so creamy. That's another thing. These shadows feel really creamy. I saw a lot of videos and people were saying that they felt a lot drier than the other palette. I feel like they feel exactly the same as the other palette, if not a little bit better, but that also could be because they're newer and I've had that palette for a year now. Moving on, the Armed and Gorgeous palette. This one is hands down my favorite out of the bunch. I just love these colors year round. I love these colors, but this is also perfect for fall, and that is right around the corner. I love these oranges and grungy browns and mustards and that green. It's so cool. This shade Coin, this is everything. It's so pretty, it's so bright, and it applied on my eye the exact same way it swatched. It was so nice. I know some people had issues with this green shade. I personally didn't really experience issues. However, I did only use it on my lower lash line, so I will try it in my crease. If I have any issues with that going in my crease, I will leave a comment down below. I'll leave comments down below if I have any issues between now and when I upload it, because it'll probably be about a week until I upload it. Okay, anyways, moving on. They blended out really well. I created a really pretty look with it. The metallics just have my heart. Ugh. Love it. Last we have Dark Magic. Honestly, this one might be my least favorite out of the bunch, which is really shocking because when I first saw this one, I thought it would be my most favorite. Don't get me wrong, I don't think this palette's bad. It's just not my favorite. I think it's because it's mostly mattes with less shimmer, and I'm a shimmer kind of person, but it's still really pretty. From what I used, everything blended out like a dream. Again, everything was really great. The metallics were really pretty. So yeah, all in all, I'm really happy with my palettes. I don't have any issues. I don't know the deal with the pressing issue or anything like that. I just know that I'm happy with my purchase. I think Jaclyn killed it with these shadows and the layouts and everything. What do you guys think of these palettes? What did you guys think of the looks I created? Do you have these palettes? Are you planning on getting them? Let's chat about it below. I would love to talk about it. Sorry this video is longer than most, but I know you guys would want the review to be in depth, and I also had to do 4 looks, so sorry about that. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It helps me out a lot. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's beautbean. Follow me there. I post every single day, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. What videos do you guys want to see through the month of September? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Okay, bye. Let me get my things together. My table's a mess. You guys don't even know.